Hi YouTube, and welcome back to my random thoughts on Thursdays, and this week I'm doing part 2 of the 25 random questions tag. Number 13. Have you ever taken medication to help you fall asleep faster? Technically, no. I have taken diphenhydramine before. It's a decongestant, but it also makes you drowsy. And people will take it as a sleep aid as well as a decongestant. But I will only take it if I'm like really congested and I can't sleep and I can't breathe. But I'm taking it more because I need to breathe and not because I can't sleep. So I've never actually taken it just because I can't sleep. If I can't sleep, then either I'll let myself toss and turn, or I'll grab my laptop and mess around with that until I get sleepy, or I get a book and I'll read that until I get sleepy. But because I don't have set schedule or hours now, I don't have to be at work at a specific time. You know, if I don't fall asleep till 6 a.m., I don't fall asleep till 6 a.m. You know, it doesn't happen very often, but yeah, I don't generally take medication just to fall asleep. Alright. Number 14, how many siblings do you have? I have 3 half-sisters and 2 stepsisters. I never got to know my dad when I was growing up. Long story there. But he met another lady after, and they married some years after I was born. And they had 3 daughters together. She had another daughter from a previous relationship before she met my father, and that's my oldest stepsister, and then they had my 3 half-sisters together, and then he unfortunately was killed in a car accident, and then she remarried again several years later and had 1 more daughter. So she had 5 daughters all together, and so I have basically 5 sisters, if you count them all together, and there's, you know, 6 girls and no boys in our generation. So you can imagine that when my one sister got, well, the oldest stepsister has a son, and my one half-sister has a son, and, you know, they're spoiled rotten because they're boys, because there's so many girls in the family. Alright, number 15. Do you have a desktop computer or a laptop? I have both. I have a desktop computer that I got a couple years ago that I use as my primary work computer, and it's also my gaming system, because I can have more flexibility in terms of upgrading the RAM, the graphics card, etc. Things that you can't generally do very easily with a laptop. So I have that, and then I also have a little HP Folio 13 laptop that I use if I want to go to a cafe, or if I'm traveling, or it's a nice light little ultrabook. It has like 7 or 8 hours of battery life, so it's really great when I go to conferences and I want to tweet and Twitter and do all that stuff. I don't have to try and hunt down for a charging station or something, because I've got plenty of juice to last pretty much the entire conference day to do all that. So that's really been great. And I actually have an old Alienware laptop that I was using as my primary computer, but I was really disappointed in its performance, and I really couldn't upgrade it. I mean, I could upgrade the RAM, but I couldn't even upgrade the graphics card, even though the way it was sold to me, it implied that I could possibly upgrade the graphics card, and turns out that you couldn't. So that was really disappointing. And that thing's kind of sitting in a corner gathering dust because I lost the power charger, and I don't want to spend the $80 to buy a new charger for it. So, yeah, it's just kind of sitting there. But, yeah, I have both. Alright. Number 16. How old will you be turning on your next birthday? So I just had a birthday. My next birthday is going to be in December of this year. And I will be 42 in my next birthday. Ooh. Number 17. Do you wear contacts or glasses? For anyone paying any attention to my logs, you will know I do both. Because today I'm wearing my contacts. I don't have my glasses on, but I also have glasses. I don't like wearing contacts every day. I tend to wear contacts most often when I go to the gym and work out, and if I'm doing cardio instead of strength. because if I get really hot and sweaty on the elliptical, it's so much easier to just take a towel and wipe my face down without having to take my glasses off first. So I like wearing contacts on days where I work out, and I'm starting to work out like 6 days a week now, so I'm tending to wear my contacts more often. So I will wear my glasses at least on Sundays, as was the one day I don't work out right now. Number 18, do you color your hair? I do, actually. Even though I tend to color my hair very close to my own natural color, I do have some gray, which I'm covering up, but I'm also coloring it because I like the way my hair feels after it's colored. It feels healthier, which is really bizarre because hair color, I think, is supposed to be damaging to your hair. At least in the old days it used to be. I remember my mom and grandmother, they both dyed their hair blonde, and their hair was so crunchy. it was so fried from all the bleaching, and maybe it's because I'm not bleaching it, I'm just making it brown or adding brown to it again or something. I don't know if that's maybe why my hair isn't damaged, but I just love the way that it feels, and it's been about 3 or 4 weeks since my last time I've colored, and I know that the gray that I have isn't very noticeable, and they're still covered right now. There's no visible grays right now, but I keep noticing them, and so I keep buying more color and putting color on it every, I don't know, 6 to 12 weeks is usually how often I color my hair. Alright, number 19, tell me something you are planning to do today. Well, after this, I'm going to go back into my little office here at home, and I'm going to do some work. And possibly when my husband gets home later, we're going to go out to dinner. So that's probably the plan for today. Alright, number 20, when was the last time you cried? A few days ago when my husband and I had a stupid fight. We tend to have fights over really stupid stuff, generally because he and I are both very emotional people, and we will get on each other's nerves, and it's like one stupid little thing, and it'll set us both off, and we'll have a shouting match, and I'll run off to my room, and I'll slam my door, and I'll cry, and get it all out, and then he comes up and talks, and we talk it through, and we're like, that was pretty stupid, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. And then it's over with. So it was a few days ago, and for a stupid reason. Number 21. What is your perfect pizza topping? Growing up, we always ordered pizza this way. We ordered from Father and Son Pizza in Chicago. Always got the thin crust with sausage, onions, and green peppers. So for me, I absolutely love sausage, onions, and green peppers on pizza. To me, it's a comfort food for me to have it that way, and I still miss the Father and Son style pizza. Domino's and Papa John's, they're good, but they don't quite make it. They don't taste quite like Father and Son did. So, but those are my favorite toppings. Let's see. Which do you prefer, hamburgers or cheeseburgers? Depends on my mood, really. I like cheese, don't always want it on my hamburger. So, again, it really depends on my mood. I like both. And with my diet, when I order a burger these days, I order it without a bun. I order it with lettuce instead, and I tend to try and wrap lettuce around it so I can use that as a bun instead of an actual bun. But yeah, sometimes I'll order it with cheese, sometimes I won't. Number 23, have you ever had an all-nighter? Absolutely. Back in college, I actually had a couple of epic all-nighters where I would be up 2 or 3 nights in a row for finals, get through my finals, and then crash for like 3 days afterwards. So in college I did like really long all-nighters, like multiple all-nighters, and since then, especially when I have a deadline coming up and the project I'm working on is taking me longer to work on than I expected it to, I will often stay up all night in order to meet my deadline. I don't necessarily recommend it, especially at my age, because the next day I'm pretty much dead, and I pretty much have to excuse myself and just crash and sleep for the whole day. And so it's not good if I have to do an all-nighter for one project and then get straight into another project after that. I try not to have back-to-back projects because of that, although sometimes I do, and I just try very hard to get my project schedules, worked out properly, but things don't always work out, things come up. So it's difficult. It's very difficult sometimes. Question number 24. What is your eye color? Well, you guys tell me, what is my eye color? Huh? Brown. Dark brown. My dad had very brown, almost black eyes, and my mom had hazel eyes, and I got something in between. And number 25. Can you taste the difference between Coke and Pepsi? Absolutely. I have done the blind taste test before, and I can totally tell Pepsi's sweeter, number one, and because of their ingredients. I mean, Pepsi Cola is Pepsid and cola nut. Coca-Cola is, well, it's cocaine, or coca leaf anyway, and cola nut. And so the Pepsid tastes quite different from the coca leaf. I know that Coca-Cola takes all the addictive stuff out of the coca leaves these days, but they're the biggest importer of coca leaves to the U.S., biggest legal importer. In fact, I think they're the only company in the U.S. that is legally allowed to import coca leaves still. They just have to extract all the stuff that makes you addicted, or theoretically they do anyway. But yeah, so to me, Coke has, it's more of an herby or spicy taste to it. I mean, it's very, very subtle, but I can kind of tell, coca leaf versus Pepsid, between the two. And so, yes, I can tell the difference, in the taste between the two. Alright, thanks for joining me for the second part of my 25 questions tag. I hope you found this somewhat interesting. So thank you for joining me, and until next week, bye-bye.